The entity beyond the veil. Long before humanity began to grasp the vastness of the cosmos or the boundaries of reality, there existed an experiment, one that fractured existence itself and unlocked a door that was never meant to be opened. This was no accident, nor a mystical ritual lost to time. It was a deliberate, calculated pursuit born of human ambition, a quest for ultimate knowledge and power. The story centers on Dr. Alaric Graves, a brilliant physicist turned occult scholar in the late 1800s. Graves was a man consumed by the dream of transcending the known laws of existence. His studies intertwined cutting-edge physics with ancient forbidden knowledge, bridging the seemingly unbridgeable gap between science and the supernatural. His obsession led him to an ancient manuscript unearthed in the archives of the Royal Society of Scientific Inquiry. The text was a strange fusion of cryptic equations and esoteric rituals, describing a method to tear open the veil between dimensions. It detailed a rift that could connect our world to realms beyond comprehension, a gateway to beings that transcended space, time, and reason. Warnings littered the text, but Graves dismissed them as the product of fear and superstition. The manuscript spoke of a being called the Harbinger, an entity capable of passing between realities once the rift was opened. Yet to Graves, this was not a threat but an opportunity. He envisioned an entity that could reveal the ultimate truths of existence. And so, in 1882, armed with a combination of arcane knowledge and advanced scientific theory, Graves embarked on his most daring experiment. The location was the Black Forest, a place shrouded in superstition and untouched wilderness. Deep within its shadows, under a moonless sky, Graves constructed a machine, a monstrous amalgamation of glowing quantum coils and ancient symbols. As he activated the device, a hum filled the air, building to an unnatural crescendo. Then a silence fell, unnatural and absolute. The rift opened. At first, there was only darkness, a void so deep it seemed to consume the very air. But then something began to emerge. It was not a creature in the way humans understand, but an anomaly, a distortion. Its form was tall and impossibly thin, its limbs stretching and flickering, as though reality itself struggled to contain it. Its face was featureless, a smooth white void that drew light into itself, creating an oppressive absence. The very fabric of space twisted around the entity, bending and warping under its presence. Dr. Graves, who had sought understanding and mastery, found himself paralyzed, unable to comprehend what he had summoned. The entity did not move like a living being, but as though it were a glitch in the fabric of reality itself, flickering and distorting. Then it moved toward him, its limbs extended unnaturally, dark tendrils of distortion reaching out. It enveloped Graves, not physically, but in a way that consumed his essence, his fear, his consciousness, his very being. Graves ceased to exist as a man. What remained was an empty vessel, now inhabited by the entity. It stood tall and faceless, its presence a silent horror, the first of many to come. Slenderman was born, but the rift had not closed. As it lingered, other entities began to emerge, each one unique, each one horrifying. There was the Rake, a gaunt, pale figure with burning eyes, its body contorted unnaturally. It lurked in the shadows, preying on those who strayed too far into the dark. The Mothman followed, a winged creature with glowing red eyes, a harbinger of doom that appeared before great tragedies, offering warnings too cryptic to understand in time. And then there were the shadow people, faceless figures that flickered at the edge of perception. They were beings of pure nightmare, feeding on fear and madness, existing in the spaces between moments. Each creature fed on humanity's fear, their influence growing with every whispered story, every terrified glance into the unknown. They were not myths, but manifestations of the rift itself, beings that had slipped through the cracks of reality, and they are still here. The rift may have closed, but the veil remains thin. They watch, they wait, and they grow stronger. Fear keeps them alive, and humanity's curiosity ensures they are never truly forgotten. Once seen, they can never be unseen. And the question remains, when the veil tears again, who or what will emerge next?